Hello, beautiful soul. My name is Angie Viets, and I'm a clinical psychotherapist specializing in eating disorder treatment, and I'm also recovered. Today, I wanted to share with you an experience I had while meditating. I've set an intention that each morning before I go to work or really get started with my day, that I take a couple of minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, it's pretty brief, and I just sit in a chair that's in my bedroom, and I've sort of dedicated that space to where I'm going to sit and meditate. And maybe much like you, I, for many years, said, oh, I suck at meditation. I can't do it. My brain's just too busy. And the reality is, meditation isn't intended to be easy. If you were to talk to someone who's been meditating for decades, they would still tell you that it's a practice and it's intended to be that way. So today, as I was sitting there and trying to get quiet and still in my mind, what I noticed in that busy space is that I kept getting drawn towards the sounds that were outside. And one particularly distracting thing was there were sirens, and I swear they felt like they were right outside my window. They were just so loud. And my early Catholic training was to stop whatever we were doing and say a prayer for whoever was most in need in that moment. So I found myself doing that, and that's fine, but I needed to bring back my attention to the practice of getting my mind still. And as I was doing that, the sirens still continued, but what I noticed was that there was an equally loud bird outside of my window just singing and singing and singing. And there was this contrast between the sirens going by and this bird singing, and it really made me think of sort of this metaphor that we often are kind of swept up by the loudest thing, the crisis, the emergency, the anxiety, whatever the overwhelm is that we have in our life. But underneath all of that frenzy, there is often this other thing that's going on that's very calm and steady. And to me, the bird was sort of the calm and steady part of myself, that underneath I have the ability to tap into that at any time, no matter what chaos is going on over here. And so I just sort of tapped into the song of that little bird outside singing and reminded myself of this stillness that exists within me. And I wondered if you could try to do that. One of the ways that when we get disconnected and go out of alignment in, again, whatever circumstance is going on for us, one of the ways just to drop back in is to really just be intentional about your breath and remember that that is a steady part of you that you can always tap into. So I'd love it if you noticed that, like if we could shift our attention away from the sirens in our life, what is it that's underneath that we could connect with, that we could pay attention to, that might be also vying for our attention, like that little bird, but that we're so quick to dismiss because the sirens are so glaring. So try to find some space the next time you're in that kind of frenzied mode and see if there's some quiet underneath that you can place your attention on. I wanted to read you something that is from this lovely book that I have on my nightstand. It's called Coming Home to Myself, Reflections for Nurturing a Woman's Body and Soul. It's just got the most beautiful cover. And I thought this little tiny poem really spoke to what really came up for me in my meditation practice this morning. It says, the soul hears with eternal ears, sees with eternal eyes, smells with eternal nose, yet having no tongue other than the transitory language of the body, it learns to speak in metaphor. I hope you love this, and I would really encourage you guys to find a place, whether that's in your home or apartment or dorm or wherever, to just sit for 2 to 5 minutes and consciously go back to your breath and just stay in that space 2 to 5 minutes every day, and just watch how that practice evolves over time. And remember, there's no right or wrong way to do it. All you're doing is when your mind starts to chatter, you just come back to the stillness of your breath and focus there. all my love, and know that I think of you all the time in your recovery journey, and I'm wishing you well. Take good care.